Charlie Kirk is a name that has become synonymous with conservative activism, youth mobilization, and political controversy in modern America. Known as the founder of Turning Point USA, Kirk rose to prominence as a young voice in political circles, advocating for conservative values on college campuses and beyond. His career is a mix of achievements, public influence, and controversies that have sparked debates across the nation. To understand his rise and impact, it is necessary to examine both his career milestones and the secrets and controversies that have followed him. Born in 1993 in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, Charlie Kirk displayed ambition and a passion for political engagement from an early age. While still in high school, he became active in conservative circles, participating in local political campaigns and forming networks with like-minded peers. These early experiences shaped his understanding of political strategy, public communication, and grassroots mobilization. It is here, in these formative years, that Kirk began developing the skills and connections that would later define his public persona. Kirk's most significant career achievement is undoubtedly the founding of Turning Point USA in 2012. The organization was established with the mission of promoting conservative values on college campuses, countering what Kirk and his supporters perceived as a liberal bias in higher education. Turning Point USA quickly gained attention for its active presence on social media, campus events, and political campaigns. Under Kirk's leadership, the organization expanded nationwide, recruiting student activists, organizing conferences, and generating significant media coverage. However, alongside rapid growth came controversies. Critics accused Turning Point USA of promoting divisive rhetoric, targeting liberal students, and engaging in aggressive tactics that blurred the line between political activism and harassment. Some former members publicly criticized the organization for internal management issues, ideological rigidity, and practices that, according to them, created a hostile environment. These controversies would follow Kirk throughout his career, becoming an inescapable aspect of his public image. Kirk's personal life and early influences also provide insight into his public persona. Raised in a politically active household, he was exposed to discussions about government, policy, and ideology from a young age. His family background, combined with early experiences in activism, contributed to his development as a strategic thinker and public figure. Yet, it is not only his upbringing that shaped his trajectory. Mentorships, alliances, and networks within conservative political circles played a critical role in advancing his career. The media has frequently scrutinized Kirk, highlighting both achievements and controversies. High-profile incidents, such as public statements that sparked backlash, policy positions on sensitive issues, and alleged organizational mismanagement, have fueled debates about his credibility and influence. Journalists and political analysts have examined his role in shaping youth political engagement, questioning the long-term impact of his strategies on public discourse, student communities, and American politics. These analyses underscore the complexity of his career, which combines legitimate activism with controversy and scrutiny. Kirk has also authored books and contributed to public discourse through publications and social media platforms. His writings emphasize conservative principles, personal responsibility, and critiques of progressive policies. While some readers praise his clarity and persuasive arguments, others highlight selective presentation of facts, ideological bias, and provocative language designed to elicit strong reactions. These publications contribute to both his influence and the controversies surrounding his work, reinforcing the duality of admiration and criticism that defines much of his public perception. One of the most discussed aspects of Kirk's career is his engagement with political campaigns and influencers. He has developed close ties with prominent conservative figures, contributing to campaign strategy, youth mobilization, and policy advocacy. These connections have amplified his reach and visibility, but have also drawn criticism, as some opponents argue that he prioritizes alignment with high-profile figures over grassroots integrity. The balance between networking, influence, and maintaining authenticity has been a recurring theme in evaluations of his career. Controversy has not been limited to political strategy. Allegations and critiques related to Turning Point USA's internal operations, treatment of staff, and campus activities have emerged over the years. Former members and investigative reports have raised concerns about leadership practices, transparency, and the organizational culture fostered under Kirk's direction. While supporters argue that these claims are exaggerated or politically motivated, they nevertheless contribute to the complex narrative surrounding his public life, illustrating how success and scrutiny often coexist in modern political figures. Despite controversies, Kirk's ability to inspire, mobilize, and influence young conservatives is undeniable. He has created a platform that empowers student activism, encourages debate, and amplifies conservative voices in academic and public forums. His career highlights, including nationwide conferences, high-profile media appearances, and organizational growth, demonstrate a capacity for leadership, strategic thinking, and resilience in the face of criticism. Supporters view him as a transformative figure in modern politics, someone who has redefined youth engagement and conservative activism for the 21st century. Kirk's approach to social media has also been a defining factor in his influence. By leveraging platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, he has built a direct channel to audiences, bypassing traditional media gatekeepers. His content often combines political commentary, organizational updates, and calls to action, creating a dynamic interaction with followers. While this approach has been highly effective in mobilizing supporters, it has also amplified scrutiny, with statements or videos frequently dissected for accuracy, tone, and intent. Social media is where Kirk's public persona thrives, but it is also where controversies are magnified. Analyzing Kirk's career reveals a pattern of calculated public engagement. He has consistently positioned himself at the intersection of youth activism, political debate, and media visibility. By understanding his audience, crafting persuasive messages, and strategically navigating controversies, he has maintained relevance and influence over a decade after founding Turning Point USA. This strategic approach highlights both his organizational skills and his understanding of modern political communication, illustrating why he remains a prominent figure despite persistent criticism. Midway through this narrative, consider the paradox of Charlie Kirk's career. He is simultaneously a polarizing figure and a celebrated leader. Admirers view him as a champion of conservative values, while detractors see him as divisive and opportunistic. The duality of his impact underscores a broader truth about modern political figures' influence is rarely unidimensional, and public perception is shaped as much by controversy as by achievements. Kirk's story exemplifies how ambition, strategy, and public scrutiny coexist in shaping contemporary political narratives. Another key aspect of Kirk's public life is his involvement in policy advocacy and educational initiatives. He has promoted debates on free speech, taxation, regulation, and social issues, particularly emphasizing the role of young people in shaping policy outcomes. These initiatives reflect his commitment to political engagement but also highlight the ideological lens through which he interprets societal challenges. Critics argue that this lens sometimes oversimplifies complex issues or frames debates in a manner that favors partisan objectives. Supporters, however, see it as clarity and conviction in an age of political complexity. Kirk's influence extends beyond politics into cultural commentary. He frequently addresses topics such as media bias, political correctness, and generational values, positioning himself as a thought leader among young conservatives. His appearances on podcasts, television interviews, and public forums allow him to articulate viewpoints, counter opposing narratives, and engage in high-stakes public debates. While these platforms enhance visibility and influence, they also expose him to intense scrutiny and critique, making the navigation of public perception a constant challenge in his career. Ultimately, Charlie Kirk's story is one of ambition, strategy, and controversy. His rise from a politically active teenager to the founder of a nationwide organization reflects determination, organizational skill, and an understanding of modern media dynamics. Yet the controversies, criticisms, and debates surrounding him reveal the complexity of public influence, the impact of ideological polarization, and the challenges inherent in leading a movement. Kirk's life and career provide a lens through which to examine youth activism, political strategy, and the dynamics of contemporary American conservatism. Charlie Kirk remains a figure whose influence, ambition, and controversies continue to spark discussion and debate. From his early engagement in politics to the founding of Turning Point USA and his navigation of media, policy, and public scrutiny, his career is emblematic of the power and challenges of youth-led political movements. Supporters celebrate his strategic vision and ability to inspire, while critics question his methods and motivations. This tension defines the story of Charlie Kirk, a modern figure whose career is inseparable from the debates, controversies, and cultural battles that surround him.